The Criminal Enterprises coming July 26th to GTA Online. This is July 21st, 2022. The southern San Andreas economy is in crisis. Gas prices have spiked to their highest levels in decades. Retail supply chains are in turmoil. And to top it off, a ferocious heat wave is gripping the state. Executives, bikers, nightclub owners, and gun runners are making the most of the chaotic conditions. Meanwhile, the sudden spike at the pumps has caught the attention of the IAA, who suspect the corrupt Duggan Petrochemical family are rigging the system in their favor. And they're going to need you to help them put the pieces together. So the Duggans are at it again. The Criminal Enterprises is a sweeping update bringing new missions and upgrades to GTA Online, including significant expansions to business prospects for criminal careers, plus new elaborate contact missions with players operating as a sworn-in agent for the IAA, and much more starting July 26th. They always say, oh, big, it's huge, it's going to be so big, you're not going to believe it. I don't think they'll be that big. But upgrades to existing businesses, elaborate missions, kind of curious about that. Let's seal this. The Criminal Enterprises also delivers highly requested experience improvements, while giving players more choice in how they climb their way up the criminal ranks. Players will earn increased payouts across a range of gameplay, enjoy experience improvements. Do they have to be that vague? Come on, can't they just tell us? And more. With new modes, vehicles, collectibles, and special events dropping all summer long, including new showroom floors where players can test drive or simply purchase a range of new vehicles on the spot. So there's these showroom floors where you can get these new vehicles. And there'll be new vehicles, new collectibles, new modes. I'm more interested in the experience improvements, which are being incredibly vague about. Okay, let's keep going. Expand your businesses. Following the launch of GTA 5 on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S, and the standalone version of GTA Online earlier this year, the Criminal Enterprises edition to GTA Online grows and evolves the world across all platforms. So, old consoles too. Whether you've entered GTA Online via the Career Builder on the latest generation consoles, or you're a seasoned kingpin, the Criminal Enterprises offers an assortment of exciting new updates for intrepid entrepreneurs of all kinds. And no matter which criminal career path you've chosen, all business activities, including cell missions, will now be available to play in private, invite-only, crew, and friends sessions as part of the Criminal Enterprises. We have a picture here, possibly a new gun. I'm not too sure. I think we've already got that one. I think we have that as well. Isn't that sort of submachine gun that's silenced by default? I could be wrong. Not sure about that. That looks like one of the, what do you call them? You know, the place of those annoying characters, the workshops. Executives. Those who own an executive office will notice new staff manager, Lupe, I think, ready and able to help source additional special cargo for your empty shelves. So when they say executive office, they're talking about those old offices that brought the CEO crates thing. And he'll help get more cargo for those warehouses. I hope this is less grindy than the original CEO crates, to be honest. Because those got I did so many of them, I'd never really want to do them again. I'll give the new ones a try. Anyway. A new side gig will also open up for executives, where a shipment of special cargo will arrive daily outside your warehouse, packed and ready for delivery to the docks. So this sounds to me like they're sort of automating the process and making it a little more passive in a way. Just like the workshop is a bit like import-export, but they just bring the cars to you. This sounds like the same thing, but for special cargo. Anyway, plus, 2 new sources of special cargo will also be added to the mix of source missions, increasing the variety of missions available to white-collar criminals statewide. So, more special cargo missions. I have to say, the last thing I expected them to do was work on special cargo stuff. Because we're talking really old stuff here. Way before the Mark II was added. This is back when offices were new. Okay. That looks like a new bike. Or is that? No, actually, that might just be the standard death bike. But I don't remember if it can have those guns on it. So maybe it is new. That looks like the little AK you can have, the portable one. I'm unsure if anything's new there. Okay, I will get to you in a moment, chat, by the way, since this is live, but I gotta do this. Bikers. Clubhouses with a custom bike shop are getting an on-the-house upgrade, where MC presidents will be able to modify clients' bikes to specifications and deliver them to customers for GTA dollars and RP. That sounds exactly like the workshop thing, the one I was talking about with import-export. Or that's similar to that, where they just sort of bring the cars in and tell you to deliver them. So it sounds like they're bringing that to our clubhouses as well, which are also really old by now. So I'm surprised to see them touch up all this old stuff. Let's keep going. Helicopter. Bikers will also be able to bolster their street cred and bottom lines by completing 2 new clubhouse contracts, posted on the meeting room wall of the clubhouse. Clubhouse contracts, they're old as well, so I'm surprised. And you might notice patrons haunting the bar in your clubhouse. A bar resupply mission will keep the kegs tapped and the clientele happy while earning a little extra income for your MC. So, the way I'm reading that is maybe that's another source of passive income. Maybe your clubhouse can now make money. You would have to keep it resupplied. Hopefully you can just pay for that, but we'll see. What have we got here? Obviously the lovely Huey, the Valkyrie. They've got... That gun looks new to me. Is that, what'd you call it again? That M4 or M16 or something? You know, the rifle the American military always uses. Yeah, I think that is it. I don't recognize that gun. Curious about that. We've got an insurgent. I don't really see anything else new there. Anyway, let's see some more upgrades, some more of the businesses. Gun runners. Ammunition has heard that you're all about supplying quality goods at a fair price, and they want in. Make a daily delivery to a designated ammunition store for an additional source of revenue. So, that sounds a bit like what they were talking about with special cargo, where they will just leave some cargo outside your warehouse and, you just sell it whenever it appears. Sounds like that. When restocking your bunker, you'll come across 2 new resupply missions, so be sure to rob these new targets for all they're worth. And players will also be able to launch resupply missions from the road, or increase their research progress by sourcing data from a well-armed mark. Sorry, I'm a bit confused here. they'll be able to start these missions from the road. We've already got the control center where we can start whatever we want, but can we do these just on the spot anywhere? Maybe it's in the interaction menu, I don't know. And you can increase research progress with some sort of mission rather than just having to pay through the nose for it. Probably going to be a lot more explosive rounds. Oh, God. That looks like the kind of character that Nico would simp over. But let's not get into that. So we got what looks like a GTA Online character telling someone off at a nightclub. Yeah, look, Solomon. So they're going back to them. Nightclub owners. Nightclub owners can now contact Johan to take on missions to source goods for their nightclub warehouse. So they can take on missions to source goods. So before you had to do business battles or just leave it to build up. Now you can do missions to do it. Personally, I like that it's passive though. I like to just leave it to build up. But more options is all good. For me, I'm so tired out of grinding at it. I like passive income. But something for everyone, right? Anyway. Or you can call Tony to launch club management missions. Just like the old GTA 4 ones. 2 new club management missions have been added to the roster, giving you new ways to promote your above-board operations. Meanwhile, inside your club, you'll be able to maintain the vibes by ejecting troublemakers and chaperoning passed-out VIPs to safe locations off-site. And I would guess this will all get your popularity up. Which, you know what? It makes sense why they buffed it then, doesn't it? I was confused that they went back and buffed the nightclub popularity set thing, because you get money in the safe depending on how high your popularity is. They made it 5 times higher, and I was a little surprised by that. But you know, I think they knew that they were going to be working on this all along. Right, let's keep going. Go undercover in Operation Paper Trail. The profits from soaring gas prices all seem to be flowing one way, into the pockets of the most notorious oil-rich dynasty in the Los Santos area. The IAA smells a criminal conspiracy. Agent ULP will be in touch with the new Operation Paper Trail, commissioning 1 to 4 players as sworn-in agents to investigate the local petrochemical magnates, the Duggans, to see if they're the invisible hand behind spiraling oil prices. 1 to 4 sounds good to me, so I can do this lone wolf if I wanna. Get behind the wheel with new vehicles. There will be plenty of new ways to cut a route between points A and B in the criminal enterprises, with new vehicles arriving throughout the summer and beyond. So they're gonna drip feed these hard, aren't they? 2 new Imani Tech eligible vehicles will be available to take advantage of special upgrades from Franklin Clinton and partners Expert Hacker, including remote control, missile lock-on jammer, and more. It's looking like mostly cars to me, which usually I'd be a bit bummed out by because I like aircraft, but if a Mark II is nerfed properly, that'll be like having new aircraft in of itself, because we'll be able to finally use them more properly. There will also be new tuners vehicles, and Benny's Original Motorworks is expanding its capabilities to work on additional vehicles, so more Benny's cars. That's another old thing they kind of forgot about. Meanwhile, Hao is keen to get to work on an existing classic, with a brand new ride coming later this summer for those on the latest generation of consoles. That just seems like a bit of a bitch move, really. Like, unless the whole update is on next gen, why be really petty and just put 1 extra car there just to be like, no, you can't get it on old gen? Seems a bit iffy. plus an assortment of new and deeper customization options on several OG vehicles, some of which you may already own, that will give them a new look and a new lease on life. I'm sure I do own them. But this just struck me right now. Is that Buzzard firing explosive rounds or... No, probably not. Probably not. I used to really study the trailers they released, and I would like look very carefully at these things. It does look though like, look, you got the Buzzard there, and it's probably a missile. It's probably a missile. Don't get your hopes up for that. That would probably be really overpowered anyway if it had explosive rounds like that. But I'm going to say that could be a possibility. Maybe it's like the Rogue or something, or B-11. Or maybe they just want the Buzzard to be pretty ferocious and scary. Not. I'm going to say 90% sure that that's just a missile, or like a staged explosion. But it did... I don't know about anyone else, but that caught my eye. Sorry, chat. I know I'm taking ages, but I gotta do this. Increased payouts and other improvements. In addition to all the above, be on the lookout for a comprehensive list of new gameplay and experience improvements coming to GTA Online, including a reduction in the effectiveness of the Oppressor Mark II's homing missiles and countermeasures, an easier way to replenish health during firefights with more convenient access to snacks and armor, and much more. I find this a little annoying now because this is exactly what they said last time. This is the big thing that most people I know are actually looking forward to the update for. Most people I know really don't care about the money, they just want that stupid Mark II nerfed. But they just won't tell us what they're actually doing. Just reduction in the effectiveness of. Does that mean there's less of them? Does that mean they don't turn as sharp? Does that mean they're slower? Less range? Less powerful? It could be so many things. All of those would reduce the effectiveness. So I really want them to just come out and just say it. Anyway, although I am glad it's happened, don't get me wrong, but I just want to make sure it's a proper nerf and not just some shitty, oh, it's got 5 missiles less or something. Let's go on. The criminal enterprises will also introduce several changes to the economy, including permanent boosts to race and adversary mode payouts, increased payouts for the original heists and the Doomsday heist, bigger paydays for bodyguards, associates, and MC members, and more. Usually the more bit is never true, there's barely anything more, but like, they you know, the big things they will talk about here. But they do say it's more, so take that for what it's worth. The very original heists, again, those are old now, those are... How old? What, 2015, I think? That's 7 years ago. I'm very surprised they're coming back to stuff like that. Look for more details on all the new gameplay and balancing changes at the Rockstar Newswire when the Criminal Enterprises launches on July 26th across PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, and PC. So if you're worried, no, this is coming to the old ones, but there is some car that's exclusive. Probably not much, but it seems petty to me. Anyway, that will probably be later in the day. I imagine they release a Newswire. I will jump on that update as fast as I can to check out the Mark II nerf, and I'll be streaming it. So yeah, if you're curious about all that, I will be streaming it as soon as I possibly can on the day.